And after months of intense fighting, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is now striking a different tone on Gaza. He has said that Israel's mission is not to seize or permanently control the territory, but to drive Hamas out and create the groundwork for a peaceful civilian administration in the Strip.
Well, we don't want to keep it. We want to have a security perimeter, and we don't want to govern it. We don't want to be there as a governing body. We want to hand it over to Arab forces that will govern it properly. That's not possible with Hamas.
Now, this was the Israeli Prime Minister's statement. He said that this strategy will help free hostages still in Hamas captivity and ensure that Gaza does not pose a threat to Israel in the future. But Netanyahu's position on Gaza has changed thrice within a week. First, he floated a plan for complete occupation of Gaza. Then, the IDF had warned that this operation could put the hostages' lives at greater risk and a possible humanitarian disaster can unfold if this plan goes ahead. Then, Netanyahu shifted gears and pushed for a full military control, with Israeli security cabinet approving his plan. The plan was to disarm Hamas, free the hostages and place Gaza City under Israeli security control. Now Netanyahu says the plan is to get rid of Hamas, lay the foundation for civilian governance and hand over administration to Arab forces not tied to Hamas or the Palestinian Authority. And this change of stance comes after his previous proposal drew criticism from both inside and outside Israel. Now, currently, Israel controls about 75% of Gaza, and the IDF has avoided entering the remaining 25% in the belief that the remaining hostages are held in that region. Now, the remaining 25% is densely populated, and these areas include Gaza City and central refugee camps. IDF commanders believe that most of the remaining hostages are being held in this region, and Hamas has issued repeated threats to execute the remaining hostages if Hamas fighters detect Israeli troops closing in. Now, Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid has called the takeover decision a disaster that will lead to many more disasters and will eventually lead to a political collapse. Meanwhile, thousands of Israelis have taken to the streets in Tel Aviv and other cities in Israel to protest against the government's decision. Alongside the demonstrations in Tel Aviv, protests have also erupted in other parts of the globe. In the UK, supporters of the pro-Palestinian group, they gathered in front of Parliament to show solidarity with the Palestinians. More than 150 people have been arrested as hundreds of protesters filled the square.
And then I also wonder what kind of Palestinian state will be recognised if Israel still control the borders of somewhere like Gaza, so they can't rebuild, and they can stop food and supplies getting in, even if it is considered a state. It will be called a state in name, but in practice the situation won't have changed at all. So I'm worried it's just an excuse to carry on without anything substantial being changed.
On the ground in Gaza, the death toll has crossed 61,000. Almost the entire population has been shunted out of their homes, living in displacement under devastating conditions, and Netanyahu indicates that there's more to come. According to the Gaza health officials, over 39 Palestinians have been killed in just 24 hours recently. With each passing day, the humanitarian crisis is only getting worse in the Gaza Strip. The last line of defense against starvation for Gaza is a loose network of makeshift charity food distribution sites known as Takia kitchens. And they are on the verge of collapse as well. Daily, thousands of hungry and desperate Gazans congregate near the site, holding empty pots in their hands, as the visuals show, only hoping to get some food.
I waited 4 days just to treat the wound I got here last time. Yesterday, my shoulder was scalded again, and I still walked away with nothing.
And as the border crossings into Gaza remain closed, Gaza authorities say that IDF fired on civilians at the border, killing at least 21 people who were waiting for food aid.